On the floor of the New York Stock Exchange with who else? Jim Cramer is going to answer your Twitter questions. Good, Jim. We have a theme today, kind of a financial and technology theme. So we'll start with financial. We have a question about U.S. Bancorp. What do you think about it? The viewer thinks it's very well managed.
It is very well managed, but I always say, listen, you don't need to outthink this thing. Why own U.S. Bancorp when you can own Wells Fargo? I think Wells Fargo, this is the bank that I think has the most leverage to higher rates, that already was doing incredibly well before rates went higher. So stick with Wells. That's an actual alert name.
All right, another name in the financial space, and this is Synchrony Financial. Someone bought in it, and the mid-20s. Is it a hold or a sell?
No, it's actually doing incredibly well. This was a GE spinoff where they wanted everyone to make money, and they did. It's funny because the Synchrony people made a lot more money than GE. Stick with it.
All right, Fannie Mae, somebody's asking why you've ignored that stock, and he calls it the baby Buffett, a stock that returned 40% last year.
Well, I don't comment on stock. I ignored it because the Treasury Department is saying, listen, it's worthless, so it's a run and gun, and I don't like to do run and gun stocks.
Generally, what do you think about financials overall as a sector?
I think that until they're going to run until the Fed raises rates, because right now the spread just keeps getting bigger and bigger. It's only been about a net interest margin. It's been the only reason why people own these stocks, because they don't see a lot of lending growth. I actually believe we'll start thinking about lending growth after the Fed rate hike, because then we're going to start seeing that the banks are going to lend more, provided the regulators take their boot off the jugular of the banks.
All right, I promised you technology, Jim. Is Microsoft a buy? Is Microsoft finally poised to take some of the Apple market share?
I think Microsoft is a buy at 45. I know the chart's broken down. Some people are saying it's going to go to 42, 43. Remember, the last quarter was very good, and they had a lot of cloud business, and Xbox is really good. I like Microsoft. Not an expensive stock.
How about semis? What's going on there with names like Skyworks? Is it time to worry?
No, I think there's still consolidation. If I were Qualcomm, I would buy Skyworks. This is about more product coming down the pipe. This is about Internet of Everything. It's the IoT, and that includes Fargo is IoT, and NXPI, which is near field communications. That's NXP. I mean, that's Internet of Things. And by the way, so is Corvo, which was added to the S&P to replace Lorillard.
And a bonus question for you. VF Corp, it's stalled. Is it time to get out? That's the one behind all sorts of retail names.
It's so far. I like VF. Denim is very good. That does matter for them. The funny thing is, this is one of those what I call football group. VF is hot, and then PVH gets hot, and then Ralph Lauren's hot. PVH has really made a comeback here. The Calvin Klein. Some people tell me it's the Kardashian campaign. Can you believe it? Calvin Klein's doing back. I would prefer to be in Ralph Lauren because I think that I see the dollar starting to go down against the euro. Ralph Lauren's going to win there.
Jim Cramer, thanks so much. I'm Rhonda Schaffler for The Street.